Welcome to the podcast Committed Hearts. I'm William Porter.
And I'm Donna Porter. We love to start this podcast with prayer. Father God, we need you. You are the designer of marriage, and we need your help. And so we trust you today that you are going to say something that will help each and every one of us as we pursue to give you glory in our marriage. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Woo, babe. Don't lose your friend.
Mm.
Don't lose your friend. So important. Every single couple that I know, I mean, they got married. They started out as friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's the reason they got together. I mean, they were talking to one another on the phone. They're hanging out together. They enjoyed each other's company. They liked each other. They developed a friendship before they became husband and wife. And somewhere along the way, they lost their friendship. One of the things that you and I say quite often is, or I'll say to you, I'll say, you're my best friend in the whole wide world. And I'm so glad that we have developed a friendship, because that friendship is important to the relationship.
Right. I think if we can speak for ourselves, I don't know if we said that in the beginning. We may have, but we most certainly say it more now in the latter part of the marriage, because I do believe we was good friends. But even at the as good friends, and as we before we say I do, I'm gonna say some things, but I don't know if I say everything. That makes sense. If you don't ask, I'm not gonna open that conversation. But when you get married, if nothing, I don't believe when you get married, you are open to say everything now. I'm just gonna put it all out there. And so when you put it all out there, I believe it becomes another process or another level of getting to know that person as a husband or wife, no longer a friend.
And I don't want
Now,
to,
now, it's good to have a best friend as your spouse.
I don't ever want to lose the friendship that we had.
All right, now
Okay, so let me tell you what I thought about. You start telling me this story. I think you were like 12 years old. And you start telling me this story of something that happened to you. And we were laughing so hard, just having a great time with one another, cracking up laughing.
Right.
I don't want to lose those moments.
Right. And let's say this now. We need to put this out here. Every couple, I don't know if they would acknowledge their spouse as the best friend, because some couples have best friends outside of their spouse.
Mm-hmm.
So let's make sure we make that clear. But it's wonderful if your spouse is considered your best friend and a spouse. I think that takes it to a whole nother level.
And if they're not your best, I hope they at least a friend,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
At least be a friend.
A friend. You want to be a friend to your spouse, yeah.
Yeah, that friendship is so important. Okay, so I don't think any couple that got married did it without first being friends.
Right.
At least I hope not.
Right.
Right.
You build a friendship first.
You build a friendship first.
Mhm.
So how can we maintain this friendship after we done got on each other's nerves and we living together, we can't get away from one another. And you know, things are different now. It's not like, okay, you my friend, but
Oh.
you done made me mad or something. Oh, we'll talk tomorrow. Hang up on one another, or you go to your house, I go to
Right.
my house.
So-
Now, it's our house.
So a whole lot of things done changed there. A whole lot of, they used to sing a song that whatever it takes to
To get
to get her is going to take the same things to keep her. So you think about or him. If we look at it right, we dating. If you got your own place, I have my own place, and then we were moving together. Now we sharing space, we sharing air, or we sharing a lot of things now. And some things you may see that you didn't see because it was at my place. So now it becomes our place, and so it's things that I have to adjust to. So the same thing it take to get a hooker, the same thing I'm have to do to keep her, which meaning if we going on dates, I can't get married with you now and say, okay, a date is too expensive. We're not gonna do dinner. We're gonna do dinner home. And we do dinner home 15 days. When we was dating, we went out 15 days. So things start to adjust. And then if kids come, we're gonna do something different. So even in that, you need to keep the spark. Whatever it took to get this thing started, you need to continue to do that.
Okay, so friendship.
Because you do it with your friend if it's not your spouse. I'm going out with my girlfriend. I'm going out with my friends. You do it then, so why would it stop now that I'm married?
Because you make an investment to develop a friendship,
That's right.
right? Um when I'm introduced to someone and it's something about that person, maybe not even a potential spouse, but I'm introduced to
It's a friend.
someone
Yeah.
and I was like, oh man, I kind of like them. I like to get to know them better, right? And you do certain things intentionally to develop that friendship.
Right. Well, can we do this? Well, we extend the grace to our spouse that we extend to a friend, which means to be my friend is qualifications. It's boundaries you're gonna have to do, or I have to see your qualification, character. I mean, anybody just not gonna be. So, can you extend that same grace to your spouse? When your spouse do something a little different, average they qualify because it was a friend before we said I do. But now that we say I do, I may do something a little different or something that you didn't like. Why are you doing it? I never seen you do that before. Then they do that disqualify? Or do that make them no longer a friend?
Oh no. Okay. Because we can be husband and wife and not friends,
Yes.
right? Just because we're married doesn't mean we're friends.
Correct.
And so, which is why I think it's so important that we talk about how to maintain the friendship that we developed when we were dating, right? Because we were hanging out, we were talking to one another, we enjoyed the conversations, we didn't want to get off the phone with one another, we couldn't wait to see each other. All of that happened and we became friends. I know so many couples where the friendship is gone.
Right. Well, in that phase, are we really excited about the excitement about being with someone? You really learning that person. You really doing a interview. You really doing fact finding. You really doing is this person the character that you want to be with? You really want is this the person I want to be representing myself with? So you're doing a lot in that dating. So I would say this: are we excited about this is all going on? Or are we really trying to get to know the person as a friend? It's a difference. You think about it. Your friend that you call from high school or back in school, they may have started out with you in kindergarten. You didn't call them a friend the first day. You say, I met a new friend, but they wasn't qualified friend. It took time for you to say, that is my friend, best friend, whatever, to qualify. But in this dating phase, am I really trying to create a friend before we say we do? Or I'm just excited with all the stuff that's going on. I'm going to say, you know what? Yeah, you can be my spouse.
Okay, so this is a great moment for those who are listening
So
who
check,
are engaged,
check it out. Yeah.
right? Who are
Which one is it?
engaged.
Yeah.
Are you developing a
Shit.
friendship?
That's right. Right.
Right? Not just looking for a spouse, because there's a whole
Right.
lot of people who's like, I want to be married, and you don't want to skip developing a friendship just so that you can get married.
Right. Well, now you got dating sites. You can create. I can develop what a person want based off what I know they looking for. I can put it into my stuff. And you can see that if you don't watch to see if that character is what actually on there. I can create a character that you say you want. And when you see it, whoa, I call you because you say this, this, this. Well, you do know I'm checking the site too. So I'm gonna make mine look just as good. But now you really need to see if what's on that paper, if that's what actually the actions is.
Okay. So you and I have been friends, my God, Billy, almost 50 years.
Yes.
right?
To
Almost
to be exact, if I'm 65. If you say 66, I was 16. That would be 50 years. So 49 years.
Yeah, I was 14, you were
That's right.
16. We became friends, right? Um, we hung out together. We were at dances
Yes. We
together,
were friends.
we were friends. And we developed this friendship and we are still friends
You know,
today.
right.
Um, and
Best
why
friends.
best friends
Yeah,
today?
yeah, and that don't
Absolutely.
qualify the other best friends I have. That don't disqualify. But when we're talking husband and wife, we are best friends and husband
And why do you say we're best friends?
because we can enjoy each other. It never get old. We laugh. We have fun. We enjoy each other company. It don't get old. It's not once wasn't a date thing, and after the date, now we married. We just don't do none of that. This is something been going on for years.
It's interesting because I have friends that I have been friends with since elementary school,
Mhm.
and we are still friends today, which is rare. We don't talk every day,
Right,
but when we do,
y'all talk,
yes, sir.
catch up. Mhm.
It's almost like we didn't miss a day. You know, we catch up. We There's something about it. You actually go beyond friends. You almost become a
It's a
sisterhood.
sister.
You
Yeah, it's different.
become
Yeah,
like blood family.
right.
And so the relationship that we have, the friendship that we have is developed over time.
Over
So
time.
I want to encourage people because there could be somebody watching it's like, "Man, I wish we were friends." Or we used to be friends, but we're
Mm,
not really friends anymore.
right,
And I don't think it's ever too late to rekindle that relationship
right.
where because there's certain things you can do to say, just like I'm talking about with my girlfriends. Okay, we ain't talked in a while. I'm checking in,
Right.
and we got to catch up. Girl, what's been going on? You can do that also with your
Yes, you
spouse.
can. And the deal is don't let us please let us say you may be able to develop a friend in 2 dates. We don't know. So we're not saying it's amount of time, but we are saying when you approach it, have the mindset of I'm trying to develop a friend to then see how did that come into if not courtship, marriage, whatever the steps are. But you want to have a friend first and not miss that phase because when you get married, things is going so fast. I don't know if you can create a friend if you didn't do that from.
That's interesting. So, in the midst of marriage, because here comes all kinds
Oh,
of
all other
pressure.
stuff. That's a
What
whole
you
nother
say?
level. All
A
kind
whole
of stuff.
bunch of other
Children,
stuff.
it's other stuff. Children responsibility. Now we got a house together. It's so much coming at you. Then trying to create a friendship. Now you trying to handle this business.
Okay, so in the midst of this, which is why it's so important to have a friendship before you get married.
Yeah.
And then during the marriage, babe, there are times we got to stop. We need to do a friend check.
Yeah. I mean,
Like, I miss my
yeah,
friend.
I mean, you want to know, and this it sounds crazy, but you want to make sure, do my friend, do what they say. If we are eating, do you pay the bill? Do you do this? If that's what I'm taking you to dinner, what do that look like? Because if I don't do that when we get married, if you're not responsible about your part or my part, who, what would that look like? It's a disaster, and you're going to be saying, "What have I got myself into?" So friendship is things that you look at, things that you watch, character to see if there's somebody that I can trust and say, "Hey, you got it." Because if not, we caught up in the excitement of dating and we miss all that. Then once we say I do, now we doing marriage. I can't just say I'm stepping away from this, but things not being taken care of. You're not holding up your part. And that's not creating a good friend. That's creating an enemy, and you trying to figure out how can I get rid of the enemy. It creates a problem.
Wow. If you're married and you're not friends, it could be miserable.
Uh,
It could be miserable. Um, or you all of a sudden you've become just roommates.
uh,
You-
uh,
we living in the same house. We don't have to hang out.
yeah.
We don't have to even like each other. Just pay the
Bill.
bills.
Well, I think if I really have a friend, and it becomes my spouse, I got a double blessing there. Because think about it, it's just some I don't like everything my spouse do. We don't so if it's something my spouse did that I didn't like, I can at least like what my friend did. Did that make sense? I may not dislike what my wife just did, but my friend is okay.
Well, friendship will cause us to stay connected
Absolutely, and then we not
despite of
right. Ki
the things
Yes.
that we don't like about
Yes,
each other.
absolutely.
Because you friends with somebody doesn't mean you like
Exactly,
everything.
and if your spouse, you may not like everything, but if they did something okay, you spent some money, and I didn't know you were gonna spend the money, but I
Uh-oh.
can't take the money back. So my friend, I gave my friend a gift, right? So it's done. But if it's my spouse and it's not a friend, that thing can fester and fester and can come into a divorce court over finances.
Wow. Okay. So what do we do about this friendship? How do we maintain friendship in the midst of this relationship?
Well, let's start just on the ground floor. If
And
you
we're already married now.
Okay. So, well, if we married, let's start on the ground floor. Let's say, hey, listen, what type of character are you looking for in a friend? You're already my wife. So you got that part. So what kind of character would you look for in a friend? That's just a conversation. And my spouse would say what they look for in a friend. Then I would say, I would share, and what I'm looking for a friend is in this. Let's start the conversation. And then we may say, I want you to be a friend of mine, not just my wife. Start there. Even if you start, then I can't agree. We laid the foundation.
Well, hopefully you are already friends
Well,
before you got
and it
married.
was, but that friendship could be shaky now that we married.
Well, that's what I'm
What
saying. So how do we maintain
you
friendship?
have to do the same thing you did to start this. If we started out as friends, I got to do the same thing I did then. I have to do it now that we're married.
Give me
I
some
can't pull
ideas,
back.
honey.
If we was dating 3 nights a week, let's date. If we was going to the movie nights a week, let's go to the movie. Don't make it now we just got to stay at home because we married. I got you now. No, you have to do the same things you be doing. If we go out, uh, 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 work out together, you got to do them same things you did that impressed the person prior to saying I do. You got to continue them things. You can't stop them now that we're married. All of a sudden, a new plan is in effect. That throw everyone involved off. So you gotta maintain the things you were doing that made them interested. You gotta keep them up.
And we also have to be careful that I'm not investing so much in other people that I'm not
Oh,
investing in my
absolutely,
relationship with my
absolutely.
spouse,
Mhm.
right? I'm not saying that you don't have other relationships, you don't have friendships and things, but your marriage needs to be the
Right,
priority.
right. And let me tell you, just I'm gonna put this out here. Don't if you was dating at the dating time, it never was my job or anything that can impede on what we plan to do. Don't get married and now talking about, oh, my job, I gotta work tomorrow, so I'm not doing that. That should not take place because your job wouldn't affect prior to
Well,
this.
somebody might have to go to work.
Right. Well, I'm hoping they're working even in the dating. Someone have to be working, whether it's me or footing the you, footing the bill. So we working anyway. Don't allow that excuse to become a reason for us not doing what we were doing in the dating stage. Cause we're
Over a consistent amount of time. Like,
absolutely
don't just constantly like, "No, we can't do that because I gotta no, I can't do that."
right.
That
When you
gets
was dating,
old.
you didn't do it, and get old. So at some point, I'm thinking, whoa, what's this about? We were dating, and it never was an issue. Why is it now? And it's not only is it once in a while, this is consistent. That that's that's off.
That says something different to
Yeah,
me.
that's off.
That says
You
something different.
oh, you're not gonna do a best friend that way.
Well, in order to maintain that friendship, we have to spend some time
Sometime.
together.
Yeah.
We've got to do some things that we enjoy doing
Yes,
together
yes.
and just really monitor the relationship.
Mhm.
Because what I don't want to be is just a roommate.
Oh, man. And this monitorization, you gonna have to do that more than once because if it's just me and you now, then when the kid's gone, we still need to work around that too. We don't just shut everything down because the kid is here. We work around that too. We still need to be dates. We still need to spend some time together. So, and then guess what? We need to do things together, even with the kids. So that don't change anything.
Oh, this
It's
kid
just added.
children just that's a whole nother now
Right.
I've really got to be intentional because
Yes.
now I got these babies
Yes.
and all these other things. There's always gonna be something that wants to put a demand on your attention
Right.
to that will say, man, and they could be justifiable things.
Yes.
Right, this is something I have to do,
Right.
and this is something I have to do,
Right.
and this is something I have to
Right.
do, and this is something I have to
Right.
do, and so
Some of your have to do's you can cut back on the time.
that's good.
So some of the have to do's I can cut back on the time. I have to watch my show and my show is 45 minutes. Well, then give it 40. And what you're trying to do really is add up some time to where I don't just ignore my spouse or the friend. With the baby, I may not be able to cut back on no time. This is their nap time, and it's fine. But where you can cut back on where you're not just released what you was doing with your spouse totally. Cause all this other stuff I'm doing, we can cut back. It take a little time here, a little time there. If it's just 30 minutes, at least give them that quality time, not time that's interrupted.
It cracked me up the way you say all that other stuff we do, all that other stuff. It's very important to keep your spouse in the right place in your life, and that you invest in this friendship.
Right.
It'll make it a better
Relationship.
relationship. Um,
Your spouse priority position should never change. It's already standard. God, then your spouse. It should never change. Even if kids come, they come after that. So it should
Absolutely.
never change. And if everything you're doing, even though you don't see the position change, everything you're doing will change the position because I could see I'm down on I'm on low on the priority list. I was before up, but I could see, and you're not telling me, yeah, you're in the right priority, but I don't see that in the actions.
And when that happens, there needs to be a
A
conversation.
conversation. What's going on? And listen, the one that got all this stuff going on should be the one to start that conversation.
But they may not be the one that recognizes that they're not giving their spouse the attention that's needed.
Okay. Okay.
So if they're so busy doing all these other things and they're all justifiable things to them, they may not even recognize.
Well, now let me say this. Now you could be busy, but I do know you busy, but you so busy we haven't spent no time together. We know that. So at some point, wherever the responsibility lay, it's not on one person, but we need to have that conversation because now it's being as if I'm being ignored.
Well, I like there are times when I'll say, I miss my friend.
Mhm.
Right? And that's all we have to say. And then we do something about that.
Absolutely.
We and you gotta be open and honest with each other to say, okay, hold up. We run around, we taking care of the church, we taking care of ministry, we
Mhm.
taking care of all this stuff. I miss my friend.
Mhm.
And
Identify it and do something about it.
identify and
And
do
do
something
something
about
about
it.
it. Don't identify it and just see, Imma see what they do. Identify it and do something about it.
And
And
don't sit back and have an attitude about it.
right.
And because the enemy would love that.
Oh, he
You
does
just
that.
got an attitude about it, and now you really
And
sulking.
you're not even telling them you got an
That's
attitude
what I'm
about it.
saying. Not communicating about it. Do something. And you can plan some things
Right.
that will help bring the friendship.
Right.
You
Yes.
rekindle that
Right.
friendship. It's like, you know what? What do you think if we go do such and such?
Right. Well, if your girlfriend came into town and you ain't seen her in 5 years, oh, I'm in your city.
You talking about my girlfriend
Yeah.
because you don't have no
Your
girlfriend.
girlfriend. I'm in the city, I'm gonna be here for 5
I
days.
am your girlfriend.
What you gonna say the next thing is, well, can we get together for just do lunch? Can we
Yes.
get together, just talk? Or come over, we gonna have so you invite that, even if it was time in between it. So if you know you and your significant other hadn't spent no time, and when that come, yeah, create it. Well, let's do this. Let's put some time aside
Ooh, I
on our
like
calendar to do
creative.
it. Let's create something we can do. I mean, let's just sit. Let's go out to the park. Anything. It don't
Sometimes
have to take monetary to do it.
sometimes you have to tell the whole world, you know what? Stop. Put a pause on it.
Mhm.
And just take a break
And it's okay.
and say, you know what? This is gonna be about us. Let's take a day.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be a whole lot of time. I think it's very meaningful just to know that your spouse identifies the value and the importance of the friendship and that they thought about it,
Right.
planned
But
something.
one requirement have to be when you plan this date, you're gonna take some time. One requirement, you cannot take your cell phone or be on it. Because honestly, if you're doing that, you multitasking, and that's not giving someone your undivided
Man, boo,
time
I
or
can't
attention.
I can't take I can't take my phone. I
No,
can't be looking down at my phone.
no, because then that's not giving someone your undivided attention. They are there, but you're probably giving the phone more attention than you give.
Man, that's crazy. Can you imagine giving my Facebook friends
More time
more
than you're giving
time than I'm
the
giving?
person that you live with.
Mm.
They sitting right next to you still on Facebook.
Uh-oh. Um, don't lose your friend.
Uh-uh.
You know, if there's some kind of riff or something happens between me and say girlfriends or something like that, that relationship is so important to me. We're gonna have a
You
meeting. We're
fix it.
gonna talk. Oh, sir, we about to fix
You
this
fix
right
it.
here because um 40, 50 years, 55 years of friendship, I'm not gonna allow
I'm not
just
going
some
to right.
foolishness to
Diminish it.
tear that
That's right.
up.
Exactly.
And so the same thing has to happen with my husband, my relationship,
Mhm.
my friendship with my spouse. I'm not going to allow some foolishness to tear up this
That's
friendship.
right.
This is so important. Marriage is so much more fun when we're
Yeah, yeah,
friends.
friends. Yeah,
It ain't no
friends.
fun when we're not
Friends. Nah,
friends.
because you go outside of that to get, I guess, the support.
Oh, if I'm not friends with you, then when somebody starts flirting with me, it becomes easier to become a
Easy.
friend.
A friend with that.
Come on. No, sir. No,
Yeah.
sir.
So
And
you open the door.
no, listen. Somebody step to me and they give me this compliment or whatever. I appreciate the compliment, but my response back is my man told me that.
Yeah, already.
Right?
Yeah.
My husband told me that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. My
You
husband
tell
tells
me
me
that
that
all
all
the
the
time. That's right.
time. Right? And so it's important that we protect our friendship,
That's right.
protect our relationship, and so that you don't become roommates over the years.
Yes.
And don't allow these children, these sweet,
But they're
beautiful,
gonna be gone at some
come
point.
on, sweet, beautiful children
Yeah.
to cause you to lose the
Yeah.
friendship in your
Marriage. That's
marriage.
right.
It's like, y'all my children, I love you, I'm gonna take care of you and all that, but daddy's coming home.
That's right. Yeah.
Right? It's important that we
Mhm.
work on the friendship,
Yes.
we maintain it, we do whatever is necessary
Absolutely.
to keep it going.
Keep going.
William Seth Porter, you are my best friend.
And Donna Michelle Porter, you are my best friend.
Come on, full names. Oh man, we just want to encourage you today. Work on that friendship. Don't
Please.
allow anything to disrupt your friendship.
Yes.
Friendship will cause you to have a better relationship and a greater marriage. Babe, this was a great
Yes, it was.
conversation.
Yes, it
And
was.
so everybody now they like, "Oh, we got to work on our friendship."
Amen.
Keep
Your
your
hearts
hearts committed.
committed.